Hello there, Libra. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly tarot video forecast for the month of February. I am doing a different format for my monthlies than what I do for my weeklies. I'm not going to be showing you guys the cards because the way I read the cards in this type of setup is different than I do with the weeklies and different than most people would ascribe to these card meanings. So I feel like showing you the cards is probably going to be more confusing than helpful. So I'm just going to be telling you what I've actually got for the monthlies. And I hope you guys can trust me enough for that. Okay, so let's get started. The first card that shows up does talk to me about your environment, Libras. An environment is any place where you have a lot of effort, energy, and resources invested. Most times that comes up as home. However, I have several times seen it come up as work or as school. So there's something going on in your environment, and this is kind of interesting. Excuse me, because I don't think I've seen this before, but for you Libras, there's something going on having to do with your environment that takes a lot of your own self-discipline, and it also takes the help of other people to make this happen. Whatever this goal is, it takes your work and somebody else's work. I do see this actually happening in February. So I don't know if you are, getting some people together to help you remodel your kitchen or, screen in your porch or even build your own home. I don't know exactly what's going on that other people are helping you with your environment, unless maybe it can be anything going on at home, but it also could be something going on at work too. If everybody's kind of working together to maybe rearrange the office or maybe move into a different office, something like that. That's kind of things that I can see that would be examples there. But those of you who are living whatever this is, you're going to know it has to do with your discipline, your self-will, and teamwork, people working together with you. And I feel like you may be kind of the head. You may be kind of the one that's figuring out, okay, this has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen, all the order in which everything has to happen, and kind of directing things as they go along in your environment, wherever that plays out for you. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at is subconscious leanings. So subconscious leanings for February, Libra, your theme basically has to do with passing along information, and I feel like your subconscious is really working out what's the best way to pass along information. So maybe if you're writing a book and your subconscious, you may be working out, okay, do I want to tell this book in third person, first person? How do I want to make the presentations in this book to pass along this information? This could be about, a video, or this could be about even like promoting your business or promoting yourself. How do I pass along information to other people to let them know that I'm out here, that I'm available, that my services are available? Could be anything like that, but subconsciously there's something about passing along information that your subconscious is really chewing on in the month of February. Now, obviously, this is a general reading, and this is not going to hit everything that goes on with you in February. So you want to keep that in mind, that there may be other things that come and go in February as well. But what I'm hoping that we're hitting here is the main themes or the highlights, the big things that you might need to know about in February. Okay, so the next thing that comes up talks to me about your learning abilities, or your learning style, I guess I should say, for the month of February. And yes, those do change depending what kind of situation we are in, what we're learning. Our learning style does change. So what do we have coming up here? I feel like you're doing a lot of on your own learning. So you're doing some research, or maybe you figured out how to teach yourself something. Maybe you're learning day trade, how to be a day trader from different books at the library and YouTube videos, etc., etc. I don't know. I'm just giving you an example. But it feels like whatever you're learning, it feels like there's lots of information out there on it. It feels like you're really more or less teaching yourself. It's self-guided learning, self-guided research, and I feel like you're really picking up well on it. Now, the other thing that I'm looking at here is communication style, and I feel like during the month of February, you are somebody who, what's the best way to say this? You communicate with lots of flair. I don't feel like you're being a drama queen or a drama king, but I feel like you're communicating, whoops, in a very classy way. I feel like some of you may even be sending out some kind of invitations or um, newsletter or something. I feel like a lot of you are actually using calligraphy in some communication that you're sending out for February. So I'm not sure what's going on there, if you guys are sending out marriage announcements or what's going on there, but calligraphy is one of the things that shows up. But just communicating with style, communicating with grace, with flair, really pleasant. I feel like you're a really pleasant person to communicate with in February. You're not, I don't feel like you're not being direct. I just feel like you're being direct in a very classy, easy to accept way in February. And also what you should know about communication too, this can be talking about like basically everybody across the board, or this can be talking about a certain group of people or a certain person that you're communicating with too. But it's somebody that, if it's not for everybody, it's somebody that you're going to be really, your energy is going to be kind of focused on in February. Okay, so let's move on. The next thing that we're looking at is about your work. And work for me can be that way that you're making a living, excuse me, or it can be what you're doing to improve your own character. But what I'm seeing for work is that you have some downtime going on, and it looks like this is kind of a combination of both types of work. It looks to me like you have some forced downtime from work. Maybe you're laid off while they change over some things in the plant that you work in or the shop that you work in or whatever. Yeah, maybe you're laid off for something like that, or maybe something happens and you can't go into work for a day or two, but there's some forced downtime that shows up for you, Libras, in February. And during that forced downtime, you get a chance to really think about things that you normally don't have time to really consider. And as you do, your perspective starts to shift a little bit on those things. So this forced downtime really causes some of that inner work on our own character too, whether we planned on doing that or not. And when we have this, we go into the forced downtime where, you're Libra 1.0, working functionally, doing well, but you come out Libra 2.0, new, updated, upgraded version, better version of you. You have a fresher view and a more up-to-date view of the world and how things work and how what part you want to play in the world and how things work. Okay, so the next thing that comes up talks to me about that part of you that's being grown or expanded as you go through February. And really, I'm seeing you learn how to function in a situation where you're being called upon to make a decision, but you're not ready to make that decision yet. So you're just kind of procrastinating. And I see you getting good at functioning during that procrastination period, kind of working around the whole idea that you haven't made this decision yet. I am also getting the feeling that the reason that the decision that is being procrastinated on is because you sort of have the blinders on. You're in denial about something with this situation. And because you're in denial, you really don't want to make the decision that you know logically that you should. So you're kind of just holding off, wondering, hoping against all odds that there will be some kind of evidence that you can make a decision another way. But I don't really actually see that happening. I just see you kind of holding the blinders on for a good portion of February and just procrastinating on that decision as much as you possibly can. The next thing that we're looking at is something that you stand for. And for you, Libras, what I'm hearing is that this is actually someone that you're standing for in February. Now, this position that I'm looking at right now, whenever I look at what you're standing for, is influenced by Mars. So if you know anything about astrology, what that tells you is that you stand for this thing or this person with great passion and possibly even aggression. So those of you who tend to be on the aggressive side, you may want to be a little bit careful that things don't get out of hand in February whenever you're looking at this. But what I'm seeing is that for most of you, this is a woman in your life. For a few of you, this will be a man. It is a general reading. I'm not going to pin down gender and just say, there it is. That would be kind of crazy. But there's somebody in your life who is very comfortable with their emotions. Some people would call them a drama queen or a drama king, but in reality, they are just much more comfortable with their emotions than other people can be. And so they're good at letting themselves feel what they need to feel. They're good at expressing their feelings, and they're also good at releasing their feelings when it's time to release them and let them go. And so this is a person that is very kind-hearted, very compassionate. She really has, or he really has, an open heart to most people around them, and is someone that most people just like to be around. This person has good energy, if you know what that is. Like this person is someone that, you know, whenever you interact with them, you walk away feeling better just because you interacted with them. And maybe you can't even put your finger on why, but you do. So this is the person that I feel like you Libras are standing for in February. So something may go on with this person that you have to stand up for them. Maybe somebody that doesn't know them so well has some kind of beef with them, or maybe they don't understand why you like to hang out with them or whatever. And I feel like you're standing up for this person and you're saying, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. This person is fabulous. So that's what I see as far as what you're standing up for in February. And then the next card that comes up talks to me about how other people perceive you. Libras. Other people perceive you, what I'm picking up is other people perceive you as being somebody who is fair and rational. There's some part of your life, for some of you, maybe this is all of your life, but for some of you, this is just some section of your life where people may see you as a little bit inexperienced. Like if you just had a little bit more experience in that particular area of your life, you would be absolutely amazing. But already I feel like people have a good impression of you. I feel like they have respect for you because you do think really clearly. I feel like you are really good at cutting through the BS, and people respect that, and people respect that in you as well. Okay, so the next thing that comes up is the lesson or the experience that we're looking at for the month of February. And what I have, wow, I think the last sign got the same one. Maybe not. Okay, but what I have is you looking around at your life and your lifestyle and realizing that everything really isn't the way that you want it to be. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that even in the best of times, we all have something that we want to improve or change or make better in our life or our lifestyles. But this is a little different than that. This is being, what I'm hearing is gravely dissatisfied with how things are going with your life or your lifestyle. And when you see that, I feel like you are becoming mentally ready to take some steps to change that, getting ready to prepare. And so I feel like once you have had that experience where you go, whoa, wait a second, there are some things that need to change here. I feel like you start to figure out, okay, well, how can I learn more? Either learn a new trade or go to school and learn more or do some research and learn more. But I feel like there's definitely an element here of learning something new or taking the skills that you have and expanding them, learning them to a greater degree, to a deeper level. And there's also a feeling of letting go of some old hurts. It seems like there are some old hurts that have been holding you back because you've been holding on to them and they've been weighing you down. And so I feel like you're starting to let go of some of these old hurts. And I'm hearing, Libras, for some of you, this is about grief. This is about that you lost somebody that you cared for deeply, that they passed away, and you were left here and just holding on to that sadness, holding on to that frustration of being here and they're not here, and all of that good stuff. And I feel like for those of you that it's that, I feel like it's letting go of all of the negative connotations that come with having lost someone very special to you, and starting to really embrace the idea that you're still here and you're still alive and you still have choices to make, and that that person that has gone on, that they would want you to move forward, that they would not want their passing to be this type of burden on you that holds you back. And so I feel like you're starting to come into that towards the end of the month. And then also as you come into that, wow, this is just kind of even stating this even more, or more confirmation. But as you come into that releasing and letting go and allowing yourself to move forward, the next thing that I have coming up is that you start to get a different perspective on things. And as you start to get a different perspective on things, that allows you to move forward just that much more quickly. So releasing whatever that heartache is, whether you're just one of the ones that it's grief or whether it's something else for you, releasing whatever that heartache is really allows you to see things in a new way, and allows you to remove some of those blockages that have been holding you back, and helps you to move forward. So February is a very transitional key month for you as far as releasing old blocks, changing perspectives, moving forward in a very happiness-making, productive way. So I don't feel like you've really moved that much forward by the end of February, but I do feel like you've released yourself from those things that were holding you back, and you are set. It's like you are in the runner's box, ready for the pistol to fire to hit the race. You are set to go, and I think March is when it's really going to be on for you, starting the end of February and into March, Libra. So thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by for your monthly tarot video forecast for the week of February. I do appreciate you guys hanging out, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. All of that good stuff is fantastic. Don't forget, let me know what you think of this format, if it's working for you. Everyone have a fantastic month. If this works out well, people like it, and I'm happy with it, then I'll be back here next month, and I'll see you then. Until then, everyone, peace out.